Les portraits comme celui-ci sont extrêmement rares. Un homme ou une femme noire en habit d'aristocrate. De la Renaissance jusqu'au XVIIIe siècle, bien peu de peintres s'y sont risqués. Mais aujourd'hui, la représentation des minorités dans l'Europe des siècles passés est en train de changer, la culture populaire s'en empare. Et la jeune artiste britannique Glory Sanjoli l'a mise au cœur de son œuvre. Elle chasse des portraits classiques oubliés et peint ceux qu'elle aurait aimé découvrir.
My passion for the Renaissance and classical art has been there for a while now because I'm so in love with the lavish ornamentality of Italian art, European art history, and going to the Tate Britain, Tate Modern, the National Gallery, and just seeing these ornate frames and gold and all these paintings, all the layout, the structure. I've always been fascinated by it, but what made me fascinated mostly was the lack of portraiture that I saw in it. So for example, there's a portrait of the Black Florentine Prince of Italy, Alessandro de' Medici, and there's so many other amazing portraits of African Europeans, and I never saw them anywhere. So that's what kind of got me interested into exploring art history a bit more and kind of inserting myself into the narrative. Not necessarily rewriting history, but bringing attention to the existing history that we hardly know exists.
Glory Sanjoli a lancé son blog, Black Aristocrat Art, qui recense ses œuvres peu connues et en propose des impressions sur toutes sortes d'objets pour que ces images circulent. Mais surtout, Glory a décidé d'adopter cette forme des portraits classiques pour sa propre production artistique.
I started my project of exploring the art history, classical art in my second year of uni. Then it was really just researching and doing a bit of sketching and doodling. And then finally in my first year, I created my first portrait, which was my sister, and I bought some costumes from the 18th century. And I dressed her up. I had to learn each and every costume, so the cravat and the bow tie and everything that 18th century men and women would wear. I decided I want to create a realistic style to history and historical portrait. I got even further exploring the posture and the facial expressions of my models, of the people I chose to paint. Cousins, sisters, students. I decided to finally do my self-portrait in quarantine in 2020. I actually avoided doing a self-portrait for a long time because I just didn't want to paint myself. But my tutors at the time and my friends convinced me to do self-portrait. So I finally done that. And that was the biggest painting I did. This one behind me.
L'Europe, et notamment l'Angleterre du XVIIIe siècle, les Afro-Européens, leur place dans la haute société, tout cela est justement au cœur d'une série à succès, les Bridgerton, diffusée sur Netflix. On y voit notamment une reine Charlotte métisse et plusieurs familles aristocrates noires.
A lot of the times my work gets related to Bridgerton, but I was doing this way before Bridgerton came out, and then people like to make a correlation. It's the cultural climate that allows such, novels and such Netflix shows shine. I suppose if Bridgerton was released like 10 years ago, I don't think it would have got as much as attention. It's quite interesting to see how the cultural climate can shape or can have an effect on the kind of narratives you bring to the table or your painting. So I guess for me, I was fortunate enough to be suddenly making paintings in this cultural climate, whereas if I was doing this 10 or 20 years ago, I probably wouldn't have got as much attention as I have now.
Et Glory commence à recevoir des commandes de portraits à la Bridgerton, ce qui l'agace un peu, mais lui permet aussi de poursuivre ses propres projets. Pourquoi pas une galerie physique pour exposer ses trouvailles, ses propres œuvres et celles d'autres artistes contemporains qui mettent en avant ceux dont on a si rarement fait le portrait.
This is how it started, and the journey is ongoing. I have a backlog of paintings I have not even started. because of so many reasons, but I'm going to start them. I'm definitely going to do them. They're going to get done. This is an extended project which I plan to continue.